I am Ezekiel Apalowo, and now I'm 73. By the grace of God, I am a civil engineer by profession, and I do design of buildings and also drawing and supervision. Because I was a minister in the church, I teach and I preach. So, but one of the time I was taking the seminar, my wife noticed that my hand was shaking. And she told me that, did I see the way I'm shaking and there's something? I said, well, I just noticed, but I don't know what caused then.
My name is Mrs. Ifai Deborah. I'm 46 years old. I'm a petite trader and a single mother. I have 6 children that I'm taking care of. Normally, before this Parkinson starts, I'm a hustler. I do my business anytime, as long as I cannot steal somebody's thing. I have farm, I work in my farm. I have shop that I'm selling. And I sell market to schools then. But in 2018, when I started having the symptom of this Parkinson, it weighed me down, slowed me down from doing some certain tests. Then, it's something that I'm not aware of what it's all about. I struggled with it from 2018 to 2021 before I was able to be diagnosed. The money to diagnose was very difficult. That was the reason why I couldn't get in touch of what is happening to me until 2021.
My name is Empress Priscilla Omoijade. I am 41 years old and I'm into organic production for hair and for skin. Before I got diagnosed, I think that particular period, I was still working. I discovered that I couldn't write properly as fast as I used to. And at a point in my place of work, I was the best staff of the year. But later, everything just slowed down. I cannot use my fingers properly. I cannot work properly. And everything just started turning upside down. So I started visiting the hospital very early. But they couldn't detect Parkinson because I was very young. I went to see the doctors. They'll tell me to go for scan and all that. I'll go for those scans and the tests. But while walking on the road, maybe in the bus or inside the NAPEP, trying to bring out money from my purse is always difficult. So some people will be like, why are you so slow? And they'll be using language on me like, I'm too slow. Maybe something is wrong with me. Some people saw me as someone with communicable disease. Even in the family, they never understood what was going on. They felt I just wanted to be on my own, but I was like hiding it from everyone. I didn't want them to know that I was not feeling well. I wanted to do it on my own and come out with testimony, but it did not happen that way. So I just managed, and God helped me. I got diagnosed, and I was happy that at least it's something that I can take medication to maintain.
Some friends, they just give up on you that, this one, let him carry her cross. Only God knows what he do and make this kind of sickness come the warrior. Some didn't even see it as a sickness. Some see it that they are possessed or there is evil spirits that they cast on you from your village.
People say that it's a curse or it's hereditary, that even that sometimes they ask from me that as my father did such things, is any of my relation did such things, they try to say maybe it's hereditary. Do I say no? Not all my people did not do that. And then I don't believe it's a curse, because nobody, the Bible has given me the mandate that no curse will come unto me, and then will avail in my life. And I believe the word of God.
And when I was diagnosed and the doctor told me that this is Parkinson and I should go and look for attain, it was very difficult for me to get the attain in the pharmacist and to get the milligram that he prescribed for me. So I have to, somehow one of my household member told me that there's a foundation at Sulere that can be able to help me. I said, he gave me the number that I should call. When I call, they give me the address of the place. In short, it was a long journey, but immediately I get to ADPF, my joy was restored.
My name is Laura Timitoyo Ede, and I'm the Executive Director of Adewunmi Desalu Parkinson's Foundation. Okay, so Adewunmi Desalu Parkinson's Foundation is a non-profit organization that deals with the rehabilitative care of people with Parkinson's disease. We've been around since 2022, so I can say that we've been around for quite a while. And we've done amazing work in the area of supporting people that have Parkinson's disease as well as their caregivers. So as the executive director of ADPF, what I literally do is manage and oversee the programs, the operations, and the admin to make sure that everything is running smoothly for us to be able to have the internal capacity to do the work that we do, and also to be able to support the people that have Parkinson's disease as well as their caregivers.
ADPF is an organization that is set out to provide care and support. Aside care and support, we do awareness. And our awareness cuts across interventions that can raise the knowledge of Parkinson's in Nigeria, like Move for PD, an awareness walk. We have symposium where we gather stakeholders to sensitize them about Parkinson's disease and what they need to do for people living with Parkinson's. And we have webinars. Aside that, we are focusing on care, where we provide adequate care, holistic care for people living with Parkinson's and their caregiver. And our care program cuts across physiotherapy engagement, dance, therapy, boxing, non-contact boxing. We have overcoming micrographia, which is one major intervention that helps the handwriting of people living with Parkinson's. We also have other extracurricular activities that help them cope with the symptoms. And we have a standard support group that helps them with their emotional well-being.
So Parkinson's disease presents with a lot of symptoms. However, the major symptoms that comes with Parkinson's is the problem with muscle strength. They have decreased muscle strength, and then there's some rigidity and issue with balance also. So as physiotherapists, we come and play here to help improve on these symptoms so as to allow them live life as much as possible, like a much better life, be independent as much as possible. So we involve them in certain exercises that help improve their balance. So improve muscle strength, that's strengthening exercises, and likewise also stretching. So aerobic exercises that involve them stretching their body, the joint, so as to enable them move like as much as possible, easier due to the issue of rigidity. So that's where we as physiotherapists come in play when it comes to managing Parkinson's disease.
Parkinson's can be such a lonely road. You may even feel like you are the only one. Some of the feedback that we've had at the center is when people come in here and they see the number of members, we call them members, that we work with, they get surprised. They're usually surprised. So there are people living with Parkinson's like this in Nigeria, in Lagos. And so if you feel like you're alone, support is where you get, that you get out of that loneliness.
My role as a caregiver is I'm a wife and a caregiver to somebody with Parkinson's. My role entails giving him primary support care, but also thinking around him in terms of his movements around the house, ease of reaching the things that he needs, probably his medication, time to take it, what he needs, food, that sort of thing.
I know as a wife, you need to be supportive as a good, reliable wife. So in every area he needs the assistance, I always give. To be sincere, since we got married, I don't wash his clothes, I don't do all that. But when the issue started, I took it as a role and I enjoyed it.
She's the one helping me, preparing the food for me early in the morning. She would have wake up to prepare the food, and she was now helping me to wash my clothes, which I did before myself.
The biggest challenges, or the biggest challenge initially was information about Parkinson's, because by the time he got his diagnosis, we didn't know anything about it at all. So initially I was just playing by the ear in terms of knowing what to do. It was a case of what does this seem like he needs, and then of course you had to go and get information about it online. And then by the time we came to Adewunmi Desalu Parkinson Foundation, started to get more information, interacting with people who are within the NGO community.
That's why the other time he said, I need him to go to the hospital. Although he's used to taking his early morning drugs. So all the things he needs, sometimes I encourage him to do it on time.
The most common challenge that I have seen that people with Parkinson's have is getting their medication. There are actually two of them, getting medication and access to care. So in this part of the world, a lot of people do not know Parkinson's. It is not a priority case. And so medication are not easy to get. There are some prescriptions that you may not even find in pharmacies around here. So that's one challenge, and this is why we do what we do. We have a program to also help people, just support people who are vulnerable and people who even, just need help with medication to get them. The medication are also very expensive, and that's why we have this program.
Okay, so as an individual as having Parkinson's disease, first and foremost, he or she has to be very sure it's Parkinson's that is having. So get a diagnosis from a neurologist, so certified neurologist. So if you come here, we'll have to give you a referral to see a neurologist first, so to be sure it's Parkinson's that the person is having. And after the diagnosis has been confirmed, so the person will be put on medication actually by the neurologist as his doctor, and then will be referred to see a physiotherapist, because exercise is very, very important. So we engage that individual in exercise programs to ensure they live an independent life as much as possible.
Exercise is very, very important. It helps to slow down the progression of Parkinson's system. Without exercise, let's assume someone is supposed to do this exercise and you're not doing it. Parkinson's causes cramp and the hands remain like this. Because you don't do it, the person does not do exercise, it will remain stiff. So you have to exercise yourself. You have to do a lot of exercise. You can share it within the days, the one you can do today, Monday, Tuesday, just like that, as your strength can carry. Exercise is very, very vital.
So I am not a neurologist, but having worked with people who have Parkinson's, I can tell you, and having listened and read from several neurologists, we can tell you that the second thing you need after your medication is therapy. You will need physiotherapy. You will need some sort of speech therapy, depending on the kind of symptoms that you have. And so if you're considering getting therapy, it is not something to be considered. It is actually a matter of life. So even if you're unable to come into the center because of where we're located, you can place a call to the center. We may be able to, just offer some teletherapy services for you, just to help you get your mobility and get your strength back.
In terms of collaboration with other healthcare professionals to provide comprehensive care for people with Parkinson's, we have partnerships with some hospitals where if anybody that has symptoms of Parkinson's comes to us, we do send them back to those hospitals for them to get a confirmed diagnosis, and they can come back to us for proper treatment, comprehensive, customized treatment. At the end of the day, the people with Parkinson's are our ultimate priority. So regardless of whatever happens, the main thing that we need is for them to have a confirmed diagnosis and get proper treatment from us.
It's not that easy to get support from anywhere, except from ADPF and God. I use some people that still have human mind to say, let me give you water to drink.
Adewunmi Desalu Parkinson Foundation, ADPF. I blessed God for that day, that night that I had insomnia. I couldn't sleep. I was so depressed. I was worried. Though I had my medicine, I had everything. I had eaten. I was just on bed, like I couldn't sleep. I just went on social media, on Instagram. I follow Wazobia FM on Instagram and even on all the social platforms. So I saw them talking about Parkinson's, Mrs. Omotola and Mrs. D. They were talking about Parkinson's. I commented, I said, I've just been diagnosed. The medicine is quite expensive. So Parkinson's Africa reached out to me. From Parkinson's Africa, they introduced me to Adewunmi Desalu Parkinson Foundation. And since I started going to that place, in fact, I met a new family at Fresh, not like my biological family. There are people who There are people who understood what I was going through as at that time, and they still understand everything till now.
Take for instance now, tọ́wọ́ náà host wọ́n fẹ́ host alẹ́ ní conference meeting, wọ́n á fún wa ní oúnjẹ ọ̀fẹ́, wọ́n tún fún wa ní tape kọ̀ǹpó ká fi ṣòwò mọ́tò pọ̀ for inconvenience pé káwọ́ mọ́tò tàbí wa níjọ́ tí ló tẹ̀ surprise mi níjọ́ kan tó fún mi ní owó pé kí n gbà kí n má bínú. Mo gbà ní tí mo ṣe mo fẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ta fẹ́ jẹ nílé, wọn náà dẹ̀ ṣàdúrà pé pẹ̀lú gbọ́lọ̀ wọn máa lọ sí òkè wọn ní wáyé láéláé.
For anyone who is newly diagnosed with Parkinson's, it can be a huge shock. It can be overwhelming to hear that you have been diagnosed with a disease that has no cure or has no cause, no known cause. I just want you to know that the Adewunmi Desalu Parkinson's Foundation is where you will find care and support. So we deeply, deeply care about your well-being, and this is why we have curated all these programs to help you feel better, get better. And then we also have support, so we support you. If you need any kind of support, whatever, regarding, managing Parkinson's or living with Parkinson's, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are located at 3 Okoro Crescent, Alaka Estate, Surulere. You can also contact us on Instagram. Please feel free to send us a DM. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at ADPF.org. And you can contact us on LinkedIn at the Adewunmi Desalu Parkinson's Foundation.
So I'd like the public to know that Parkinson's disease is not a death sentence, although there is no cure for it right now. But if it is managed properly, there's hope. And it also has to do with supporting the caregivers. In as much as there are people that have Parkinson's disease, they also need a very strong support system, and that's where caregivers come into play. Because of the good work that we do at Adewunmi Desalu Parkinson's Foundation, we are all for all the partnerships and the collaborations and the sponsorships that we can get to support us to be able to do the good work. We're non-profit, so we do need the financial support, technical support, any form of support that would be beneficial for us. So we're open for partnerships, we're open for collaborations, we're open for sponsorships.